All right, guys, we're back here to talk about passing the single leg X and the X guard. Okay, so in Nogi, of course, these positions have been a little bit more crucial as far as like the evolution of Jiu-Jitsu kind of like going towards more attacking leg locks from these positions before actual sweeps. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how I've adjusted my passing from the single leg X and the X guard position to help at least mitigate the openings for my opponent or partner on bottom to attack leg locks. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with the single leg X. Okay, again, X guard, maybe back in the day, like Marcelo's era, right? Like you're seeing a lot more people use X guard to sweep. Okay, but of course in Nogi now, with evolution of leg locks, people are using this position to attack straight ankle locks or to go into their outside heel hook positions and all that. So really they're using the entanglement to attack the submission first and the sweep second, versus like before it was maybe sweep first and then maybe the submission second. Okay, so let me review maybe some ways you guys already know how to pass single leg X, and I'm going to show you maybe a new way that you haven't seen before to, again, help minimize the risk of getting entangled. So at least for me, when I was taught originally to pass a single leg X was like ground into your legs, stuff the bottom hook. Okay, we're looking to clear the top hook, and maybe you saw like a pivot back step, boom, here, right? Or maybe a situation where you're monitoring again, but I pivot, turn away, try to get my kneecap to the floor, and then back step over. Okay, maybe one of those two types for the single leg X, right? So let me point out where maybe you're at risk a little bit using these approaches. The first way, okay, obviously if I just clear Nate's foot and I try to backstep, what's happening now is people are really good at tracking that foot and they'll still place it on the inside of the thigh. So even as I backstep, Nate stays with my foot. He'll either come up on a sweep or he'll come up on a straight ankle lock. Okay, here. Okay, because he'll be able to stay attached with that leg. So let me rewind that so you guys can probably see a little more clear. So as you go to clear it, they might be voluntarily putting this foot inside. So as you're backstepping, they track your leg. Boom. Ankle lock, or he's going to enter the outside position to attack my heel here. Okay, we get that? Cool. All right. Or what's happening from the single leg X is as soon as you go to start peeling the foot, they're going to allow it and they're going to kick this leg through. Right? Once again, sweeping you into the outside position to attack the legs. Okay, now let's talk about the turn away. Okay, now if I turn, this one still works sometimes for me, but I find now that as I turn, people are going to attack the calf slicer and they're going to follow up here. Even if I get my kneecap to the floor and I'm safe from the heel hook, people are getting really good at switching to that calf slice. So because of all these attacks, again, not saying any of those techniques won't work, it's just when you're going against someone more experienced, someone who's looking to attack the legs from the entanglements first before sweeping, you might come into trouble passing like that. So how I pass now, and my students, as I show it, I feel like they've been finding more success, is I'm just going to stay put where I am, but I'm going to shift my base. So when I'm dealing with the hook, I'm no longer just peeling it, I'm using my hips. So it's kind of like a hula hoop, right? If you ever like use a hula hoop, right? First thing is I'm still going to jam, I'm still monitoring the feet. First thing is I'm going to ground and I'm going to surf, because the person on bottom is going to be looking to off balance you, right? Single leg X, sweep here. I need to ground and monitor the feet. I also want to monitor the feet too, because I don't want him switching the entanglement and then like trying to chop me down here. So I'm monitoring the feet, okay? Now, what I'm going to use to clear this foot is I'm going to hinge my butt back, okay? And then watch as I pivot my foot like this here. You guys see that position? I didn't even push Nate's foot off. Just naturally, the way that I turn my body, his hook is now sliding off. In this lunge, it's already, this foot's jammed in, so it's hard for him to take it out and chop me down into that outside like heel hook or 50-50 position. So again, watch here. Okay, surf, ground my legs, hinge my butt back, look at my left foot, almost like I'm throwing a punch. I'm going to pivot into this lunge here. Okay, now I'm still monitoring this leg. Now from this position, okay, usually what you're going to find is your opponent's going to look to off balance you over. So I bring my knee in the middle just like this, okay? And then from here, I'm going to turn my knee out and start melting, okay, into a leg weave position. Now, this can still be dangerous if Nate weaves his hand through and off balances me and then attacks my leg here. So what I'm going to do before he gets that arm through is I'm going to take a big cross face, okay, and I'm going to get perpendicular here as I block Nate's leg. Okay, now I'm in a good leg weave where I can mount here. So again, let's take a look at that. It's a lot more simple and it seems silly, but if you guys try it and you really focus on your base, I guarantee you're going to find more success. Bottom person is going to be way more frustrated. So just monitor and surf. We're here. Nate's trying to off balance. I just want to make sure these feet don't change. Stick my butt back and then pivot into a lunge and just hover here. As long as my arm's blocking this leg, we're good here. Okay, I wait for Nate to off balance. So when he goes knees to chest and tries to extend, I bring my knee through and then I settle back on the hip right away. Big cross face. Knee comes over. We get perpendicular. Neutralize the far leg. So what I like to do is either leave my hand here or grab the ankle. And then I'm going to shift my hip. Okay, now you guys can slide through to mount however you like. Okay? So that's the main pass I'm looking to do from single leg X. A lot of it just takes a little bit of awareness, a little bit of like core, maybe coordination is the right word, just like feeling here and using your hips to turn here. Now what my opponent can do to help save him from this pass is if he can make a quick adjustment when I go to pivot and go to full X, this will save him, right, from getting lunged. But now when we deal with this position, okay, we're here, right? Same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look to monitor Nate's leg, okay, and I'm looking to surf. Okay, I know that Nate's first move from here is going to extend me out. That's why they go to full X. So they can extend as the first move and then either take you forward, back, or when I come back in, over the top. So when Nate goes to extend, can we slide up a little bit, Nate? So I'm monitoring Nate's bottom leg because this is the key, okay? When Nate goes to extend, I'm going to take an extra step just a little bit further than he wants. This is going to elicit two reactions. If I overextend Nate, so you see how his hips open, so again, extend again. See how he extends but his hip's still bent? If I take an extra step, you see that how his hip opens up a little bit more? He's either going to draw me back in or he's going to take his foot out and step on the knee. Okay, so let's talk about if he takes his foot out. So he goes to extend. I step a little bit further, almost like I'm going to do the split. As soon as I feel him take his foot out, because I'm monitoring that leg, to step on the knee, I just back step. Okay, I back step and then we look to stabilize again, like maybe drop the knee, start fighting to get to the leg drag position. The second one, okay, if I feel him try to pull his knee in, so he extends, he tries to pull his knee in. Now from here, I'm going to look to back step only if he draws me in. Okay, now from here, the key is that I drop my head as I switch my feet, drop my knee. Okay, you want to lower your chest as low as possible from here. Okay, so let's review from the top. Again, just basic ways, but can you turn with your head this way, Nate? Single leg X. First thing, just monitor, squat, surf. Your partner's trying to off balance, find a way to hinge your butt back, and then we pivot here. Okay, now from here, I'm just staying heavy. Okay, if Nate does nothing, I just keep inching into a leg weave. I'm gonna smash his legs. Okay, most likely someone good's gonna off balance. We bring that knee up, drop down here, cross face, monitor the leg, get perpendicular, shift the hip, we mount. Nate's good. Okay, as soon as I pivot, he switches the hook. I'm monitoring here again. Okay, I'm monitoring. He extends me out. Okay, I go a little bit further. If I feel him take the leg out, we just back step. Okay, now we're in a position to scramble for maybe a leg drag or however you choose to win that battle. Or as he extends, I take a step back. He tries to knee pull, then I step ahead. Okay, and then again, the key here is when you back step, bring your knee right to your armpit. Okay, now again, you're trying to drive your head forward as you drop your knee here to try to settle for the pass. Okay, so hope that helps, guys. Really try that lunge, the first one in the beginning. I think you guys will find a lot of success with that. It just takes some discipline in trying to approach it that way. I know I found that a lot of my students, like, they kept wanting to back step first off because that's kind of like the main one we learned. But really just try to float in that position. Okay, like maybe do some specific training, start in that round, and just try to be as heavy as possible and just find stability within your hips and your legs and try to melt through that guard and constantly looking for positions to weave the legs or smash the legs to the side. Cool, guys. As always, if you guys can, please like and subscribe to support our channel, and then also leave us a comment. Let us know if this helps, if you found success with it or what troubles you had with it. Also, with any ideas of how we can make the channel better. As always, we want to put out high value content for you guys and just keep learning alongside you. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.